Ladies and gentlemen, hope you have watched session 1. This is our session 2. In this session, we've recorded testimonials from 2 of our BDMs, Mr. Tony Wilson and also from Ted Ross. They have explained to you here about their practical experiences that they have, and also you can clearly see that when Mr. Wilson came back with his feedback, the company is very receptive and changed the way their remuneration system works, which, as now I can tell you, has become one of our success stories. You watched number 1, this is the second. I also sincerely and strongly advise you that you watch all our sessions before you come and see us.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tony Wilson, and I am a Business Development Manager with Glorydale Merchant Services. I am here today to talk about my own experiences since joining GMS, and also about how my experiences led to some changes in the system of commission payments to our strategic partners, who are the accountants giving us introductions to their clients. My background is in engineering, first in civil engineering and then in software engineering development and its management. During the course of my career, I have worked for many multinational companies. It was only when I was made redundant in the recent downturn of the economy that I had to find alternative ways of earning a living. My encounters with Glorydale Merchant Services intrigued and impressed me in terms of the broad range of their approaches to the problems of the current economic environment. After my GMS training, I was effectively unleashed on the business world. I soon found that things were not that simple. GMS had first approached accountancy firms and discussed with them what we could do for their clients. The response from this was encouraging, but it was the next stage that was to prove problematic. I'm confident that we have a very good product range, from the very best in carbon machines at competitive rates, right through to innovative business solutions and financial products. Indeed, this is the reason why our accountants have signed up with us. However, I found even though I was calling them with the blessings of their accountants, they did not really see me as any different from any cold calling salesman trying to sell them snake oil. As you are no doubt aware, today there are hundreds of salesmen making direct approaches to every business, and the majority get very little joy. People are fed up of unwanted intrusions. I conveyed my thoughts to our management team, and they came up with a novel idea to overcome the problem of approaching accountants' clients. I would be permitted to contact their clients as a working staff member of the accountant's office. Then the whole attitude would change completely. I would be given ample opportunity to explain the products which I feel sell themselves once fully presented. At present, the one-off payment per client signed up is £75. GMS is prepared to increase that by a further £25 if we are permitted by the accountant to contact their clients as their staff. At this point I realised how easy the job had become to sign up merchants. All this is with no input whatsoever from the accountants themselves. I trust that what I have said has been informative, and thank you very much.
Hi guys, my name is Ted Ross, and I've been in the finance industry for almost 15 years now. I started my career as an IFA and moved into mortgage underwriting for a major bank. My educational background is in risk management, specifically financial risk management, where I've been trained to become a cynic, if you like. In fact, in our industry, it's termed as you have to have the mind to smell the rats. Unfortunately, or whether fortunately, if you like, I was made redundant due to the current last few years financial crisis, and obviously started looking for a job. I came across GMS, and GMS as a company was the merchant service providers. I've read about merchant services within the financial services industry. It is a sector, but never knew how it operated. So I said to myself, this is something that I probably have to go into and study about. Sales was something that I always wanted to go into in any event. Coming to GMS and understanding their products, it was almost similar to industries that I've come across before. These are industries where, whether it be selling insurance products or merchant services products, you will be going out there to sell the products and services that they have in such a way that you'll be given a target to go and grab the closer ones you have. Instance, they'll give you about 10 targets to get them in very quickly. What goes through your mind is, hang on a second, I've got about 3 corner shops up the road, 5 or 6 restaurants that you visited, that you're a local to, 2 of your uncles running all sorts of businesses, and suddenly the 10 target becomes about 20. And you say, yes, I'm going to grab this. I'm going to grab this, I'm going to go and get them. By the time you grab 5, convincing your own people, your uncles, the restaurants they've been going to for the last 4 years, you know the owner, you know the manager, you've spent about 4 weeks. You've signed up for 10, you've got 4 or 5 in 4 weeks' time. By then you're exhausted. You haven't been paid yet. And then you say to yourself, hang on a second, what am I going to do with this? You go back to the company and say, here's your 5, pay me. They can turn around and say to you, hang on a second, no, our terms are 10. You can actually walk out. But some of them will say, as a good gesture, we'll give you X amount. For the ones that you brought, 5 or 6, which is your uncles, your restaurants, and so forth. The idea with Glorydale Merchant Services is the product and services that they offer is not just the product and services that you see outside. Most importantly, the channel in which they promote their product and services is the key point. Cut. In which they promote the channels is probably the key point here. Let me put aside the way GMS actually promotes their products and services through this channel. Let me put that aside. I'll come back to that. My first thing that when I came here, when I joined GMS, was, like I said to you earlier, my brain is trained to find faults, to smell a rat. Within the financial services industry, I've been in it for a long time. There's always a catch. I simply came here to see what are the loopholes, what are the areas that they will, not them catch me, but me catch them, and say, forget it, I'm not going to get involved in this. This is where the channel part comes in. And my experience from previous industries of exhausting you for 3 weeks and 4 weeks and 5 weeks, and suddenly you're out of pocket. You'll be jumping from one company to the other, one company from the other, hopping around. When I looked deep into the strategy, I was asked not to contact my brothers, my uncles, my corner shops. I was told not to do that. I was to promote this product through professionals. These are accountants. The accounting route, the accountancy route, is the route of center of influence. What do you mean by that? Center of influence. bunch of students, center of influence is what? The teacher. Organization, center of influence is that. Managing directors, chief executive officers, line managers. SMEs, you may have read articles in the newspaper. They're left with 30 billion pounds of debt hovering around their heads. This was an article written, when was this? 2-3 days ago? And it's their accountants who we need to convince, not the SMEs, that the product and services that we provide is designed to elevate the SMEs that we have in this country. You convince the accountant, half of your job is done. The idea was very appealing to me, so I said, hang on a second, I'm going to have to go and try this. This has to be tested. So I said, okay, I'll come back. Went out, going through the local business directory in my North London corner, made an appointment with a couple of accountants, and went to see them. Everybody was happy. And one thing which I underestimated was the minute I presented our corporate brochure, the fact that our product and services is actually endorsed and testimonial is given by KPMG, that opened the door to the accountants. Our product has been designed to help the SMEs. The accountants can understand that, they can see it. We're competitive. And guys, I tell you, in 30 minutes time, I walked out from the accountancy firm, a handshake with an appointment to come and see him, to be seconded in his office to see 10 of his clients in one day. My next appointment was the next day to another accountant. What we have is business continuity. We talked about how any one of us can go out and tackle the restaurants that we know, the corner shops that we know, the uncles or the aunties that we know who run small shops. This can go as far as 6, 7, and 8, if you're lucky 10. When you're tapping into a market through a professional bodies, the business continuity is going to be there. One accountant is happy, you make his SMEs happy, it's a ripple effect. So I'm telling you is, this is a system, this is a strategy, proven, tested, and I'm off the road. I am on the road. I've got a database of accountants that I'm contacting. It's up to us, it's up to you guys to digest the products and the services that we provide to the SMEs and speak to their accountants, convince their accountants, and sell it to the accountant. Once you sell it to the accountant, the rest is a done deal. I will be here for a long time, for a very, very long time. And I hope I'm going to see you guys soon.
Welcome to the conclusion of our session 2. Hope you've enjoyed our session 1. In our session 1, we spoke about the recruitment and the non-scrupulous methods that some of our competitors use and how different we are. In our session 2, we spoke about how much we value your feedback and how we adopted our method of performing business with your feedback. In the last 2 sessions, you see what the company stands for. There are more sessions to come in. In those sessions, you see how we want to progress. And again, once again, I'm sorry, it might be sort of, I'm repeating myself, but I sincerely advise you and request you to watch all the sessions, and once you watch all the sessions, you would become the best BDM of GMS. Thank you.